Hey, my creators, do you want to learn how to make easy DIY wall art in Canva? Are you ready? Let's go. All right, my creators, we are on the home page of Canva and we're just going to click on create. And we're going to type in, well, I already did, but you're going to type in 24 by 36 inches and you're going to create a new design. Once you do that, Canva will give you a workspace. And this is 24 by 36 inches. And what we're going to do, we're going to add some backgrounds or a background. Probably one, you can use some in Canva. And you can also use images that are in Canva as well. But I'm going to use some images that I created. I always like to do that. That way I just know that I'm safe. I don't have to worry about any type of copyright or anything like that. I don't even have to think about it. So we've got a 24 by 36-inch workspace. And now we can start adding elements. So let's do that. Right, so now I am in the this is uploads, and these are just some images that I created in Midjourney. And so I'm going to use some of these backgrounds. Um, Let me go to, let's try this one. And these are also pretty. I love them all. I'm going to use this one. And I am going to right click on it and I'm going to choose set image as background. So now we have this beautiful, pretty background. All right, so now I'm going to another folder that I uploaded. This is just in my uploads. And I'm going to click on this one, and I think it was, let's see. It's really pretty. I remembered it earlier, and now why don't I remember it? Is it this one? No, it's not this one. Let's see which one it is. Um, Sorry guys, I thought I had it in front of me and I kind of forgot, but we'll find it. Um, well, can't find it, but we're just going to find something and we are going to use it in here. So let me click on this one. All right, this is great. So now let's just click on her. Beautiful. So now I have my image on here, and what I'm going to do is make this image larger by doing this. And pull her down a little. I'm going to make her a little larger. I don't have to put it all the way to the bottom because we're going to actually use an element in Canva to kind of disguise the bottom a little bit. So now I'm going to go back over here to the Elements tab, and I'm going to type in gold bar. Actually, gold slash is what I want. And I'm going to click on see all under graphics. Let's see. That's not exactly what I was looking for, but let me use this one. That's pretty. I just want to kind of camouflage the bottom because I don't like when images just kind of cut off like that at the bottom, unless you bring the image all the way to the bottom, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make this a little smaller, just some little manipulations that you can do with art to make it, look a little more dimensional, I guess. And we can kind of turn these so they're not all like perfectly even and aligned. I also don't like that. I think art should be creative and different and unique. Doesn't always have to, look identical, every little piece. Move that up there. That's what makes it so unique, right? All right, and so we're going to turn this some. almost like a tattoo kind of on her arm. All right, so you see how it kind of camouflages the bottom and it keeps the bottom from looking so cut off and sharp at the very bottom. Let me duplicate it one more time so we can kind of have it over there. And then we'll pull this up. Maybe we'll make this a little larger. I think art is just so unique. You may not be, a person who can draw like I cannot draw. I can barely draw a stick figure, but I can create some art. So I like to call myself an artist. Okay, let's put this up here in the corner. Let's duplicate it again. Let's put it over here and let's turn it like this. Let's flip it that way and turn it some more. Where's our little? Here we are. Turn it like that. All right, and we'll make this one a little larger. Okay, looks very festive and pretty. I love that. So now you've got a beautiful piece of art that you created from images from Midjourney and using some elements in Canva. So let's do another one. We're going to do a second one. And the reason I'm showing you how to do it this way is because if you don't have a Midjourney account, because let's face it, Midjourney can be quite expensive. And if you're just starting out, if you're going to be selling on Etsy or different platforms, you may not want to spend, $30 or $60 a month on Midjourney. And then you're paying for Canva and, all these other things. So sometimes it's cheaper to purchase images from, different vendors like myself or people on Etsy, wherever you may decide to purchase your images. The point is you should know how to put those images together with different backgrounds. So that's why I am showing you how to do it this way. So let's find another background image that I created. Let's see. Click on here. Okay, let's do something a little softer. Okay, so let's use this one. I'm going to right click and set it as a background image, and then we're going to add more images on top of this one. All right, so I actually duplicated this page because I want to make um, two designs with this. I really like this background. So I just want to show you how you can make so many different, pieces of wall art that you can sell on Etsy. And they are really selling well. And I'm going to show you, we're going to go over to Etsy and we're going to go over some of the stats of some of the sellers who are selling wall art, either canvas wall art or digital downloads. Okay, so let me click on, I'm going to click on this lady right here. I think she's very pretty. And I am just cropping her down a bit. Move her down some and let's make her more prominent, make her a little bigger. Okay. And I'm going to kind of put a shadow behind her. So let's click on edit and let's click on, let's go down here to the shadows and let's make, I don't really want an outline, but let's make a drop backdrop. And let's scroll down. It's black, which is good. I want the color a little more intense, like that. We can have her a little further, the distance a little further between her and the image, or her and the shadow, I'm sorry. And then we can still make her a little larger. Move her up some. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. While I have the images open, I'm just going to click on the second page and I'm going to click this image because we're going to work on that one next. Okay. So let's go back up to her. Now let's go over to the elements and let's add, I love my little gold sprinkles. So let's go to elements and let's type in gold I'm trying to find this piece that I really like, and for some reason I don't see it anymore. Maybe it's not called a slash, maybe it's a gold bar. I don't know what that thing was called, but I used to use it all the time. That's not it. Let me put in gold watercolor. Let's see if that does it. Nope, that's not it either. So I'm going to pause the video for a second so that I can find this and I will come right back to you. All right, creators, I feel like the Charlie Brown womp womp because I did not find what I like, but I did find something else. So I found this. I'm going to click on that. And this gives, it just gives a little bit of drama to it. I love that. And I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to put it at the bottom as well. And we're going to flip it like that. There we go. Nice and simple. So that is one piece right there. And then we are going to work on the third one. All right, so here we are on the third one. This is going to be our last one, but I just want to show you how you can make these designs look so different, but very much in sync if you're selling like a series or a like a wall art set or something. So here we are on the third one. And remember, I set this as a background. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to detach it from the background and I'm going to turn it like this. All right, and now I'm going to set it as the background. Okay, so it makes the lines go vertically as opposed to this one, which was horizontal. So it gives it a totally different look. All right, so now we're going to take these three sisters right here and we're going to increase the size, put it in the middle. I love that. I'm going to keep it right there. And instead of gold, let's type in green glitter and see what comes up. Let me move this over a little bit because one of them, her coat sleeve is kind of, there we go. All right, so let's see what we've got for green glitter. Um, I don't necessarily like these too much. How about, let's just put in orange watercolor. Orange watercolor. And let's see what comes up. Okay, so that's photos. I want to be on graphics. And let's scroll down and see if we can use something. I think we can for sure. Let's use this one. I'm going to pull it up. Let me use the wheel and kind of turn it around. I'm just kind of giving it more depth, some kind of some added texture maybe, okay? I want to bring them to the front, but I'll do that in a minute because I'm going to add some other items on here possibly. And you don't have to do this. That's why art is art because you can do it how you want. Maybe you like a little more pizzazz like I do. My husband sometimes thinks I'm over the top, but it's all up to you. He likes plain walls. I love walls with a lot of color and, just pop. All right, let's add this one. Gives it a little more depth. And if you notice, when this color wheel comes up, you can change the color of that particular item. So let's change this to like a green. There we go. And it doesn't change the background a lot, but it just adds a little more texture and depth to it. All right, so let's see about this one. No, I think I'm going overboard now. So now I'm going to click on the focal item. I'm going to right click and I am going to click on layer and I'm going to bring it to the front so it stands out above everything. And also, I think what I want to do, now you notice they're already pretty much at the width. I can't really make them any wider or else it will go off of the page, okay? But I want this to appear longer, more elongated. But if I just do this, it's going to reduce some of their clothing, and I don't want that. So we're going to we're going to go to edit, and we are going to click on, I'm going to go down here under Magic Studio, and we're going to change to, or we're going to use the Magic Expand, and we're just going to grab the edges and we're going to pull it down because I want it to be a little longer. So let's expand this and see what Canva gives us. All right, so Canva has given us 4 images to choose from. The first one, I'm going to zoom in a little, and you can probably see it a little better. If you notice her hand, I don't like that. And then the second one, I don't like the hand on that one. The third one, I like that one because her hand is like behind the dress. And then the fourth one, I think that's supposed to be her hand. So we're going to choose the third one. I think that is the best option. So let me scroll up again, make this a little bigger so that you can see better. And by the way, I'm trying now to make sure that when I'm doing these videos, they are, larger so that you can see because I watch YouTube videos also on my phone, and I know it's very difficult on a phone. So if you can, watch me on a tablet or even, like I said, the computer. I've said that before, but if you can't, it's fine. We do what we have to do, right? So it's up to the creator to try to help you. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I have number 3 selected, and I am just going to choose done. And we now have our image. Now, let me make this smaller, and we have to remove the background again. It didn't upload yet all the way, so I have to wait for a moment. Okay, now let's remove the background. Okay, now that the background is removed, I can pull this down some. You see what I mean? Before, when we pulled it down, it was eliminating, the size of the image. Now it's not. The image is there. All right? Beautiful. So you could just leave that as it is if you want, or if you wanted to add something. Let's type in fall flowers, watercolor. I'm gonna type in watercolor. All right, so we could add something if we wanted to. I like this one. That's pretty. We could kind of turn it if you want it. And again, this just adds some texture, some depth to it. Let's say that word right. Depth, depth, depth. That's a hard word to say. Anyway, let me move this to the back by clicking on layer, send to the back. And you notice again, we've got the color wheels up here so we can change the color. So if you like this flower, you can keep this flower and just, you can duplicate it and put it over here. Let's flip it around. And let's move it to the back, right click, layer, send to back. And we can change the color if we want. I can get back to it. What was that? Is that it? Oh no, that is one of our backgrounds. Okay, where's our little flower? We can't find the flower. When you can't find something, just click on position and the layers tab. And if you click through, you can find everything that is on. Here it is right here. All right, so now let's change this color to one of the photo colors. Let's make it green or darker green. There we go. I like that. Okay, so I think this image is done. So now we have three images. So let's go over to Etsy and let's check out how these wall art designs are selling. So we're on Etsy and I use an extension, a Google Chrome extension called EverBee. Research, I use a few different things, but I like EverBee because with EverBee, it shows you the dollars that people are, bringing into their stores. And it shows you also the keywords that people are using. It shows you the volume of search that these keywords are getting. It shows you the competition. It shows you all of that. You can analyze one listing. You can analyze a store. So I really like EverBee. But none of these keyword researches, or that's not right, none of these keyword research tools are completely accurate. So you have to be careful and you have to really kind of do your research. But that's why I like EverBee because it really kind of digs into the stores and the listings. So let's type in here digital wall art. Okay, and as you can see, it is trying to pull up some data here. So I'm gonna click on digital wall art right now, and it is pulling up some digital wall art. So as we start scrolling down, it's going to start filling in some information. You're going to see a little B start to pop up on some of these, like this one right here. Okay. But until they all fill out, because that's a lot of data for it to try to pull, one thing that you can always look at, and you don't need a research tool to do this at all, so you don't have to pay for a research tool necessarily. You see in parentheses the numbers, right? Like 2.8. Let me see if I can make this even larger where you can see it even more. Okay. See in parentheses like the 2.8 and the 1.3 and all of that. That is the number of reviews that a store has, right? So if you're seeing reviews, that means obviously people are buying these things. Now we got some things in here you got to look really closely because like this is not necessarily art in a form of like a canvas wall art, but you can make it into art, right? So that's what I was telling you before. That's what we did. We took some images like these. I mean, these are in black and white, but the whole process is the same. We took some images, some PNG images, put them over top as an overlay of some backgrounds and made our own wall art. Now, one thing I don't like about Etsy anymore, and I really think they should stop allowing people to do this, but because AI is so easy to do now, people are just, I mean, they're really making it cheesy to me because, like, this person has 150,000, pieces for $2.27. But they have 374 reviews. That might be good, but when you think about it, it's like you selling that many pieces and you still only have 374 reviews. I mean, I could go up here and find somebody else like this one right here. Doesn't look like she's selling as many. Definitely, she has 10. This is 10 pieces of PNG, right? Anyway, I digress. But my point is you can find what is selling by just looking in the parentheses and seeing that, people do have these reviews. So these pieces of art, they're definitely selling. So let me find one where they're not selling a million of them at one time. Like this is one. This is one. Now, I will caution you. You see this? This is Chanel. You can get banned for, you can lose your channel for selling anything with any kind of, trademark items. Disney is huge, Chanel, Vogue, things like that. You definitely want to stay away from. It's just not worth it. This person doesn't even have any reviews yet, so maybe they haven't sold anything. Maybe they're new and they don't know, but you definitely don't want to do that. Okay, look, here's a digital download. This person has 245 reviews and it's $2.48 on sale. This is a digital download, so let's check this one out. All right, so I'm going to click on this particular listing. And when I do that, you get all of the information right here. All right, so using EverBee, if I click on the little B next to the listing, it's going to give us some information. And over here it gives us the listing details, and you can see that this one listing alone, they sell 20 of these a month, making $86 just off of the one. That's just one, okay? So if we scroll down, you can see the tags right here. So here's one, fall floral print. So it just gives you a detailed view of what keywords and tags that they use for this particular item. I don't see the keywords though. Those are tags. So I got to figure out where the keywords are. But anyway, if I close out of this, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Let me click back on here. And I think I should be able to view the actual store. Let's see. Where's the store? How do I view the store? Let me find that. Oh, it's right here. Shop details. So I click on shop details. It gives you some information about the shop. This shop has only been on here, my creators, for 9 months. Okay. So analyze the shop. When we click on analyze a shop, here's where we can see some keywords, right? So let's see. Keyword research. Okay, listings, tags. Usually it will give you the keywords, but these are just tags. So well, it's okay because we can use tags for keywords as well. Okay, and you can sort this by competition or volume. So let's say you don't want the competition to be more than 5,000. Okay, so this sorted it from the highest to the lowest. Now let's sort it from the lowest to the highest. So at the same time, you want to be looking at the search volume as well. So you don't want the search volume to be, too low. So anyway, this gives you some idea, but just the amount of money that they're making. So if we click on overview, all right, this is going to give us a look at this. Estimated total revenue. Now remember, they've only been on here since March of 2025, and they've already made $45,610. That is a lot of money since March. That's not even a year. What's that? April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and this is just December. So 9 months. Okay. So when I tell you that this is selling, it is selling. All right, my creators, that is it for this video tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. I want you to know something. Listen, we hear all the time that people are making money on Etsy. And it is true. People are making money on Etsy. I've got the information to give you, so I'm sharing it with you. So please don't let this pass you up, okay? The only bad advice that I could tell you that people will give you is that it's easy, because it is not easy in the sense that it's just going to fall off of trees for you. It is not going to fall off of a tree. Don't let anybody tell you that just open an Etsy store and just get to it. You have to do your own research. You have to know the people to trust. You have to know the people who are going to give you honest information. So that is so important. Okay. I can't tell you how many times when I did have an Etsy store that I bought so many different tools and images but I didn't do the research, right? So I think EverBee is really a tool that really is helpful, right? I don't have an affiliate link. I'm just telling you this. So if you want to get EverBee, by all means do. But if you don't, do what I told you. I told you about looking at the number of reviews in the parentheses. Remember, I showed you that? Check that out. Just kind of do your own research. But it's not just as simple as one, two, three. But if you have a desire, and you know that you want to do this, I can help you design, right? We can go on Canva, you can create your own things. I just want you to do that if it's what you want to do. And I'm speaking honestly from my heart. I know how it feels to want to do something and never do it. You don't want to look back and go, oh God, I should have done that. I should have learned Canva. I should have opened my Etsy store. Don't do that to yourself. Etsy is one of the least expensive ways that I can think of that you can start your own store and start making money. I hear people complaining all the time about Etsy and the fees. When you think about it, maybe all their fees altogether might be 20% or something. I don't know. I don't have that exact figure, but let's just say it's 20%. That is probably one of the smaller things or the smaller fees that you can pay. Because when you compare, let's say you're actually selling canvas wall art, right? If you have a brick and mortar store, you've got to bring in the canvas wall art, you've got to pay for delivery, you've got to pay for the product, you've got to pay for lights, you've got to pay for staff, you've got to pay for all of that. So if you have a digital store, that's so easy. You don't have anything to worry about. You're just creating the art. And even if you have an actual canvas store online, that's still nowhere near the cost that you would have if you had an actual brick and mortar store, right? Because you do it with print on demand. So we'll go over a video with print on demand using the same designs that we created. Okay, I'll try to remember to make that my next video, how you can take those same designs and create an actual print on demand store with Printify or Printful or Gelato, whoever you choose, okay? But if you have the desire to do it, and you obviously do, otherwise you wouldn't be on this video and you wouldn't hear me ranting on about this at the end of this 25-30 minute video, okay? I do it because I have a passion for teaching. I have a passion for artful creations, and I have a passion for people. I have a passion to help people. I sincerely want to help you to get the skills that you need to start your Etsy store. And it's not a whole lot. It's really not a whole lot. So I beg you to do your research, start your Etsy store. What do you have to lose? right? You don't have a lot to lose. So anyway, I want you to do me a favor. Give me some comments, okay? Let me know how else you need help. Let me know what other topics you want me to talk about. Let me know what you need help with. And if I can help you, I will surely do that. Those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that I answer my comments. It might not be that day, but I try to get to it. Within a week, you'll have an answer from me, within a week or less. So do join my Facebook group. I will have a link in a pinned comment. And, let's get this going, okay? Don't look back and go, oh my God, I should have done this, because we have all the tools we need right now. AI is booming and it is easier than ever. You don't even have to paint your own art, right? So, what are you waiting for? Don't wait. Do what you need to do, okay? Thank you for joining me tonight. And as always, remember, the more we create, the less we hate. And I will see you in the next video. Love.